Hello, how are you? I am back again, and today I thought I'd do a quick video about perfume I've been wearing recently, and also it's kind of a requested video. Somebody asked me if I ever do videos on Miller Harris, and I thought, well, I used to actually. I used to have quite a few videos about Miller Harris, and I haven't made one recently, so I thought it was time because I love the brand. I think they're gorgeous, love their candles, love their perfumes. I think they're just such a beautiful, wonderful brand, and they've done so many incredible things. Like I love Rose Silence. I love the fig perfume that they do that I can never remember the name of. I love the Jane Birkin fragrance, which they made for Jane Birkin. Like, they've done so many amazing things. I'm such a fan, and I just feel like I've not talked about them for so long. Oh, I love Tuberose as well. They've got an incredible Tuberose perfume. Oh, it's like the best Tuberose you've ever smelled. It's incredible. Anyway, today I thought I would talk about Scherzo. I think that's how I pronounce it. They are like an English perfumery, but they take a lot of inspiration from France because Lynn Harris, the creator of Miller Harris, trained in Grasse. It's not grass, it's Grasse. Yeah, which is really famous for perfumery. So a lot of their fragrances do take a lot of French inspiration. Anyway, yeah, Scherzo, it's beautiful. It's probably one of their most known and loved fragrances, which is funny because I think of it as quite a new fragrance for the brand because I've been wearing them since, like, I want to say like 8 years. I first discovered them when they were very well known for Citron, which I don't think is a big fragrance for them anymore. But yeah, I've been wearing them for absolute years. I love them. I think they're wonderful. And yeah, I consider this perfume to be one of the more new ones. But actually, it's not that new anymore. It's like 3 years old. It's super well known, super well loved. And I love it too. I think it's wonderful and beautiful. And yeah, I can see why it became such a bestseller so quickly, because it's just, it's chef kiss, you know? It's beautiful. Anyway, this is the box. I wanted to show the box actually because I don't normally bother showing boxes, but this one's really cute. I don't know, I just love the drippiness. And also has a quote on the back from the F. Scott Fitzgerald novel, Tender is the Night, which actually inspired the perfume. The quote is, "You're the only girl I've seen for a while that actually did look like something blooming." But that is not the quote which inspired the perfume. It's just one that they've used on the back of the bottle. Anyway, I feel like I'm really rabbiting on, so apologies. But I'm already wearing the perfume. Oh, it's so good. It's really like softened down now. It's been on for like maybe like, I don't know, 2 hours, and it's just kind of like really sunk into my skin and feels, I don't know, just so warm and comforting and enveloping and beautiful. But I am going to spray a little bit more on this wrist, which hasn't got any on, so we can get kind of the top notes and then we can get more of a dry down. So this is a 100ml bottle, nice and big. And yeah, let's give it a mist and give it a go. Oh, this is what the bottle looks like actually. It kind of mirrors the box with the dripping paint. I really love these bottles. I think they're really pretty. Oh, there it is. So on first whiff, I think you get quite a lot of like quite dark smoky oud. It's quite saffrony. However, I'm completely wrong because actually the notes that are described by the brand are completely different to what I get. So I'm going to tell you what the official notes are, and then I'm going to tell you how I feel about the perfume and what I get when I smell it. So officially the top notes are tangerine and Divana, and you do get a hint of tangerine, but I don't think till a little bit later on. Like, I feel like I can smell the tangerine a little bit more on the dry down. Anyway, the top notes, I'm really waffling on, I'm so sorry, but the top notes are tangerine and Divana. The heart notes are olibanum, narcissus, pizzicorum, dark rose, peony, and then the last impressions are patchouli, vanilla, oud, and a sweet note. Now, I personally I kind of get the Divana, I kind of get like the tangerine, I kind of get the peony, I do get quite a lot that's mentioned in the perfume. However, I do think from the perfume kind of notes and the description, you think it's going to be a lot more complex, and it is, but it's also not. Like on this, I kind of get like a saffrony, oudy, quite smoky, quite rich, quite evening, decadent kind of note. But I wouldn't necessarily call it like a tangerine and Divana, and I wouldn't necessarily think of it as the heart notes either. It's kind of very unique, quite smoky, quite rich, quite luxy, really special, like I love it, but it's not actually as I would expect from the perfume notes which are listed. Actually, I should probably read out what they say about it. So peony, voluptuous, sensual, fragile, fresh. Oud, one of the most expensive ingredients in the world, truly unique, works brilliantly with the floral and sweet notes of Scherzo, completely agree. And then sweet notes, something like sugared flowers in the confectioner's window. And that to me is more what I get from the perfume. Like, it's really funny because normally when you smell a perfume and you read the notes, you do get a lot more correlation, but I don't think you get a huge amount of correlation with what you're reading and what you're smelling, if that makes sense. But yeah, you do get a lot of oud. You get like this beautiful, smoky, rich, very exotic oud. I know oud is quite an exotic scent anyway, but I really think it feels very rich and rare. Like, it feels like a rare oud. And I do think you get a hint of kind of like some spices and like saffrony notes, and maybe like almost some cardamom or something. But then it kind of like the oud softens, and then you get to more kind of like a rose with a hint of peony. I think in the description it sounds like it's more of a peony perfume than a rose perfume, but I would say it's more of a rose perfume with a hint of peony to kind of like just freshen it, soften it, lighten it, make it feel a little bit more cozy and a little bit more fresh and sweet and kind of ripe. I don't know, it's quite a ripe, blooming, I don't know, there's something about it. But yeah, it turns into more of a kind of a rose and oud perfume. You do definitely get like a hint of sweetness and a hint of sparkle with the tangerine. You do get like a hint of like the fresh, pretty peoniness. You do definitely get this kind of like sweet vanilla-y, kind of tonka beanie, patchouli, kind of, I don't know, but it's not obvious. Like, it's not very sweety. Like, it does mention a confectioner shop, but I don't think it's very confectionery. I think it's more just like, again, it's quite a rich, exotic kind of vanilla. I don't know, it's really, it's almost quite bourbon-y and boozy. Yeah, it's hard to describe, but I would generally say, I think I'm waffling on, so I'm going to try and simplify it, but I would generally say if you love oud and you love a really good, like, distinctive, enveloping, exotic, rich oud, like a really good quality oud, you get that with this perfume. You also get a really intense, heady, dark, romantic, very rare, very special rose. And then you get this like woodsy, slightly sweet, but only a touch sweet, kind of like a boozy, vanilla-y, almost a little spicy sweetness at the base, which is just so beautiful. And yeah, it's just this kind of like delightfully rich, decadent, romantic, quite hedonistic, quite evening-y kind of perfume. Like, you can really smell the quality, you can really smell this kind of like transportive feeling to it. Like, I don't want to sound really like wanky, but it does have this kind of like quite transportative feeling to it, which is just really, I don't know, luxy and decadent, and it's like of another time and another era, and it's really special. But if you love rose and oud with a touch of sweetness and a touch of wood and a touch of spice, this is it. Like, this is the perfume. In terms of comparing it to other rose and oud type of perfumes, it's It's really tricky. I would say it kind of steps more into the Tom Ford, Amor Oud, maybe even by Terry kind of territory. It doesn't really remind me of, there's a Jo Malone one which is called Velvet Rose and Oud, which I love, but it's nothing like that. That one's a lot more lighter and fresher and almost sweeter and kind of a more of a daytime rose and oud. This is much more of an evening rose and oud. It's, yeah, it really takes you places. But yeah, it's wonderful, it's special. I love it. I can see why it's so popular. I think it's just a glorious perfume that they did, and I think they really nailed it. And it's quite different to a lot of other Miller Harris perfumes, which are very like flora and fauna. This is a lot more dark and decadent, and it's really special, and I really love it. And I wanted to talk about it, and I feel like I have waffled on and described it probably really badly, but I thought I'd give it a go. And I hope you like my video. Thank you so much for watching. Here is the perfume again. I absolutely love it. Other perfumes I love from the brand include Rose Silence, the Tuberose. There's a fig one that I love. I'll try and link it below. And there's also a really smoky, woodsy one as well, which I don't wear very often. I have to be in the right mood for it, but it's beautiful. Anyway, that is my video. I hope it's of interest. And yeah, if you love this perfume too, let me know what you think of it, because yeah, am I right in thinking that like some of the fragrance notes listed make you think that it's going to be a very different fragrance to what it is? But for me, it's very rose, oud, woods, soft vanilla. But yeah, the notes make it sound like it's going to be a lot more fruity floral, and I don't get that. I get more. I get it. It feels more special than fruity floral. Anyway, that's my video. I feel like I probably waffled on way too much and confused the hell out of you, but yeah, that's my video. I hope you like. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.